everyone, and welcome. I am your host, Melanie Blankenship of Nature's Neighbor. I am a fourth-generation native of the beautiful county of San Luis Obispo, California. Both my grandparents and parents are and were hardworking, loving, and understanding of what it takes to diversify and be sustainable in this county. In 1994, I returned home to Paso Robles from college in Arizona to care for my grandfather, Albert Hernandez, who was suffering from diabetes. This is when I found out fresh, honest food was what I needed to find, and fresh, honest food would set my journey that would take me to where I am today. Then in 1996, upon completing my education in holistic medicine, I received a job at Sycamore Herb Farm. For the next 3 years, I received a hands-on approach to an education of biodynamic farming. I had always lived my life this way, but never knew there was an actual name for it. My knowledge then expanded from just wondering to doing by growing. I started my wholesale plant nursery in June of 1999, called Nature's Touch Nursery. We began by selling at all local and statewide farmers markets, local restaurants, and nurseries. The end of 1999 brought the loss of my grandfather. This is when I realized even more how much the impact of our food and our environment played a role in the human body. Because of this, I knew I had to work harder to protect and provide clean, honest, healthy food, not just for me and my family, but my neighbors in my local community. Through what I had experienced and encountered, I knew the only way I could ever deliver true and honest food was to do it myself. In December of 2001, I opened full-time as a retail store, Nature's Touch Nursery and Harvest, which only sells locally grown, within California, certified organic and honestly, naturally grown produce, meats, dairies, breads, grains, and groceries. The nursery specializes in California natives, herbs, antique flowers, and heirloom vegetable plants. Now my customers were able to come to me. The biggest blessing in my life, and who are truly my whole heart, are my children, Cody and Savannah. It is their future and health that keep me striving to get the message out about honest food and farming. We opened in our current location on November 19, 2009. Nature's Touch Nursery and Harvest and the Nature's family of food businesses would not exist if it was not for all of my family, friends, and really loyal customers. My outlook is that I live in an incredible community and that I hope to grow a better future for all who want to be a part of it. I live the life of food, family, and farming every day and wouldn't have it any other way. Live, grow, and support your own local food system along with me and your neighbors.
Hi, my name's Quinn, and welcome to St. Feed Milling Company. Let's go check it out. Wow, look at the size of this place. You can feed every animal on the Central Coast here. Whoa, boy. Check out our Western and English tack rooms. I need a ton of hay, 2 bags of horse ration, and a bag of Taste of the Wild dog food. Let's go next door to Tumbleweeds. I need a shirt. This is like being in a department store. And for items for your home, we have Sage Home Furnishings. At St. Feed, we have everything you need.
Noble Productions and Central Coast Now Television brings you Live, Think, Buy, Local, a small business marketing campaign and television show. These are the facts. Internet purchases only give back 1% to the community. Chain store purchases give back 13% to the community. Purchases made in local stores give back 43% to the community. Purchases made in local stores give back up to 4 times more to the community versus purchases made at a chain store. Buying local is giving back to the community. It's helping your neighbor, your family, your friends. Buying local reduces environmental impact and, of course, encourages local prosperity. And so much more. Business owners interested in joining Live, Think, Buy Local, please contact Valerie at Noble Productions at 260-4766 and like Live, Think, Buy Local on Facebook. Why can't we shop our way to a better local community?
I am so excited to be here in Templeton at this beautiful farm called Chesebrough Farm. sitting here with my good friend Donna Chesebrough, owner-farmer of this amazing place.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, hi.
Good to see you.
I'm so excited to see all the variety, the color, and excited to learn about all of this with you.
We have some wonderful new squash to show you.
Cannot wait.
Okay.
So Donna, you know, this has always been a family tradition for myself and my whole family. I've always kind of wondered, what is the history of Chesebrough Farm?
Well, we grew pumpkins in LA County. And when Bob and I came up here, he decided that he'd throw some seed in the ground and see how the pumpkins and winter squash did up here. It was amazing how they grew. Unbelievable. We brought the produce in, we laid it out right here where the stand is today. And just like build it and the people will come, they did. And it was so much fun to see the families come and start a family tradition. Those pumpkins sold, and that's how all of this started.
So this is a family-owned and operated system.
Yes, it is.
And you have your sons working with you. You have, so not only bring your family out, come and enjoy it with your family, but enjoy that this is a family atmosphere as well.
And it's a good old-fashioned roadside stand, and that's what I like about it.
Perfect.
It's just good old-fashioned. The winter squash and pumpkins, they're edible, but so many people only decorate with them. And what we try to do is educate them. After they've decorated with the pumpkins and the winter squash, don't throw them out. Cook them, eat them. They are so nutritious and they have so much value with vitamins and minerals, and that's important.
What's the average lifespan on a harvested pumpkin? How long would these guys last?
Some varieties will last 4, 5, 6 months, even longer. Some have lasted up to a year. There are other varieties of the winter squash that don't have quite as long a shelf life, but because of the long shelf life, you can enjoy them until the spring.
Storage food.
Yeah, storage food. And it doesn't go bad. It's beautiful in a bowl. Put a variety of all the different kinds of squash that you plan on eating, just like a bowl of fresh fruit, and go and pick from your bowl the different squash that you want to cook.
So Donna, let's walk and you can show and share with me all the different varieties of pumpkin or winter squash that you grow. What's the difference between a winter squash and a pumpkin?
Well, taste and texture sometimes can be the main thing.
It's so exciting to see all the different varieties of winter squash. Nature's way of giving us all this different color and decoration. Explain some of the different varieties that we're seeing here.
Well, these are our acorn squash. And customers are used to seeing the green acorn squash, but we also have the cream of the crop, which is a little different flavor, creamier, just like cream of the crop. We have the carnival, which is beautiful and colorful, tasty, very nice. But I have to admit, one of my favorite are the sweet dumplings. This is an individual serving size. It's user-friendly. It plates beautifully. When you cut it out, you can stuff it with a stuffing, and it's really a very nice squash. In the same family, we have the delicata. It's longer. It has a nice long seed well inside. My husband loves this with caramelized onions on top and a little olive oil. It's very tasty.
So the Hubbard squash, same,
but yet different.
So, but they're all winter squash.
Yes.
Are also all pumpkins.
Pumpkins, exactly.
Same thing.
Pumpkins are squash and squash are pumpkins. They're in the same family. And I use the Hubbard squash in my soups because I like to add chicken stock or cream to it. But I understand you use the Hubbards for something else.
I do. I actually use these for pumpkin pie. All I do is puncture a couple puncture holes in it, cookie sheet in the oven, 350, 35 minutes, and let it bake down. Cut it open, take the seeds out, use all of that goods for my pumpkin pie mix, and it makes a very dark, rich, sweet pumpkin pie.
Okay, well, I have my favorite,
Uh-oh.
and I have it right here. This is called Long Island cheese, and it's not an orange pumpkin either. And I choose this particular squash because it has superior flavor, very naturally sweet. You may not use as much sugar. I tell people to taste their batter first before they add the sugar because they just might use less sugar when they're making it. And the color is so rich. Mel, do you remember how we met?
I do. That one day then you walked into the store with not just your ordinary pumpkin.
No, I had scarred a big banana squash with your business name on it, and it turned out beautiful.
It was the scarring of a lifetime.
Well, that's a whole thing about scarring, and it's great fun. I go out into the field when the squash are young, and with just a regular nail, I carve letters and names of businesses on the pumpkins, and they turn out great.
So I can't just walk into this farm and say I want a scarred pumpkin, because it actually kind of takes planning, is kind of what you're saying,
I
right?
do it in August when the squash is young. I say it's about its teenager age. It hasn't hardened over, it hasn't cured on the vine. It's still soft and able to scratch the skin.
Kind of like a zucchini, right? Kind of, it's got
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
softness like a
It's-
zucchini.
Exactly. And the plant is still nourishing the squash, and it will heal itself. But the plant has to be healthy, and the squash is healthy, and it's beautiful how some of the scarring comes up and the names show.
I mean, you have done how many?
Well, through the years, hundreds.
Yes.
But each year I do about 150, and some are special orders, and then I do some generic ones that customers can come in and get a welcome, or family, or we give thanks for their Thanksgiving table.
So what I have here is the two different squashes that we talked about out identifying. Donna, here's your favorite Long Island cheese that you choose to like better a little bit with your pumpkin pie, which this is one of the blues that I choose to tend to go to for my choices of pumpkin pies. Literally all I've done with these pumpkins is come here to the farm and picked these beautiful pumpkins out, or winter squash, and I punctured, just 2 knife punctures right here on each side. What that kind of does is relieves the pressure a little bit.
Yes.
I stick it on a cookie sheet and stick it in the oven. Your cookbook is a saving grace, because literally it has the baked pumpkin recipe in, just like what this is realistically called, is a baked pumpkin. And so that's also in there, but you also have amazing pie pumpkins in your cookbook as well.
Thank you.
So it makes my life a little easier. But what I wanted to show with this is just how easy it is. Literally just puncturing it, sticking it in the oven, and cooking it. And literally this is all food in here. Every bit. And literally all you do is see how easy this is now, that I can just take this knife and just slice this pumpkin. That easy. I mean, I'm not out of breath. I'm not jumping up and down on the counter to try to break into this pumpkin. And voila, we are done. And literally every bit of this pumpkin is all food.
The skin is very thin. There's
Yes.
not much to the skin at all, and you don't lose it.
Look at that.
It's not gonna, there we go. Perfect. Isn't that lovely?
Bon appetit. Donna, it is just simply amazing with all this beauty that you have going on here, from all the art to the farming to just natural beauty that goes on here at this amazing farm.
Well, thank you. I enjoy putting all the squash out and pumpkins so people can decorate with them and give them some ideas, but I always have to remind them that they can also cook these decorations. And I have something for you. It's the Chesebrough Farm cookbook, and there are some new little tips in there that you just might not know.
So this is a good, take it home and absorb all this beautiful color and go, what was I supposed to do with that
Exactly,
one?
and there are pictures inside that identify the squash. So those people that can't remember the names,
Wonderful.
Delicata and Queen Island Blue, it's all written down.
Well, what about a Hubbard?
Well, I like Hubbards.
So with this, I thank you for this wonderful gift that you gave me, but this is my gift to you.
Oh,
This is made from one of your Hubbard squash.
you're kidding.
No, so I hope that you guys get
It's
to enjoy
beautiful.
that. That's all organic ingredient pumpkin. No, winter squash? Pie.
Both.
Yeah, both pie that we made for you in our kitchen to share
Thank you.
with you.
I love it. Thank you very much. We will enjoy it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Buying an RV has never been more simple than it is here at Sky River RV. Did you know we take trade-ins other than just RVs? We take cars, trucks, boats, off-road vehicles, even an old dirt bike, maybe even a bicycle. All you've got to do is tell us what you got and Sky River RV can take it in on trade. Come on down and see us at Sky River RV, where we make buying simple, easy, and direct. Experience memories, one adventure at a time.
Be sure to tune in to Central Coast Now for local television programming on Charter Channel 10 and Comcast Channel 27, where you can experience different cities up and down the Central Coast, in addition to local wine shows, home improvement shows, staycation shows, RV shows, educational shows, and so much more. So support your local businesses by tuning into Central Coast Now or visit centralcoastnow.tv. All programming produced by Noble Productions, your small town and affordable video production company. Contact Valerie at 805-260-4766 for more information.
Hello? She's got a lot of nerve. I can't even believe she talked to me like that. Did you see what she was wearing? How could she even say that to me? Look at her.
You need a vacation.
That's not for another 6 months.
You need to go to Sky River.
My husband and I got a new RV at Sky River RV. They have a great selection of high-quality RVs for anyone's budget. In our new RV, every weekend's a vacation.
Why wait months when you can vacation every weekend in an RV from Sky River RV?
So here we are at Creeza Country Farm out here in Creeza Plains with our man Simon here, the owner of this farm. Simon, give me a little bit of history and background of who is Simon and why are we standing here? What got us here?
Well, about 1994, I'd already owned this place, and I was raising calves, and I had a few sheep, other animals, and my ex-wife called me and told me that I could make a killing in emu. And so I checked it out, and people were making big money. So I went and I bought 4 emu eggs, bought an incubator, hatcher, and it was easy. Before I knew it, I had 650 emu.
Once you get into farming, they always say the gateway animal, or also known as the gateway drug, is some type of poultry. Once you get one chicken, you can't just have one, you have to have many. So you're literally the example of that saying. So the emu grew into...
We processed emu and ostrich for a couple of years, and then we started processing domestic animals, beef, goats, sheep, pigs, and then we started the game animals. And after the emu, after we processed all my emu, I really didn't want to have any animals for a while. It was just too much of a headache. And then just as things progressed, I said, well, I'll try this and I'll try that. And we tried goats for a while. Then we got back into the sheep, and then we had occasionally, every year I raise a few pigs for processing. I have quail. We do goose, duck, the turkeys obviously, lots of chicken, and you'll find that the chicken and all the animals that we raise, the poultry, when they're raised on the grass, they grow so much better than if they're in a dry lot. Every day these birds are moved. The turkeys obviously are just roaming around, but the chickens, we confine them, and they move that cage every day so that they get fresh grass, and they just do so much better.
So we are all standing here looking at all this beautiful turkeys that we got going on here. You're making me realize that turkeys don't just magically appear on my grocery store shelf. This actually takes some time and some planning. So when did you start raising these birds to know that we could have it fresh for Thanksgiving?
These birds were in the first weeks of July.
Okay, so you were saying about an average of about 20 weeks that you have to invest in knowing that these birds are clean, safe, protected to be able to have a Thanksgiving bird. What are some of the other things? You know, in our store we get the question of how are the poultry fed? I mean, we obviously see they're all on this beautiful open pastured area, you know, and everybody that wants to know about grass-fed, obviously they're grass-fed, but poultry need a little bit more, don't they?
Yeah, I only feed certified organic feed. Everything on my place gets certified organic feed. It's double the cost, but the quality is so much better of the animal and you know that you're getting something that's healthy. You know you're getting something that doesn't have GMO, doesn't have all the chemicals. It is clean, but it is double the money.
Yeah, so you're paying for the extra quality in order to get, you know, the good, truly organic feed. You know, people ask me this question all the time. You know, if you have a poultry that's open range, why do you have to feed it? Why do you have to feed it grain? That's the question I get a lot of the times. I answer that question, and I'm just wondering if you notice this. Without the protein, they don't actually size up properly.
They don't size up, and when you took it to the table, it'd be like eating a shoe.
Yep, it gives it a little bit more flavor.
It takes too long to grow, so they get tough.
Yeah.
Because they're running around chasing bugs or chasing, they would be
so that's again,
in a boot.
People ask, oh, you know, say here we have an organic bird, are they the wild turkeys? There you go, there's the difference between our farmed turkeys versus our wild turkeys is you're getting an actual plump, juicy, moist turkey instead of a gamey, lean turkey. It is so exciting to be able to have a local farm that's right here in our community, raising openly, honestly, transparent. So when we have those questions about how things are raised, how things are handled, how things are processed, you know, I get the question all the time too is, you know, is it humanely done? You know, and of course, you know, I'm standing here today saying that I know how to harvest a bird, and I've also been involved with many processes out at a USDA facility, and I can truly say that I feel truly honored to eat the food that he has harvested out there because I know it's being done safely and humanely. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Just another aspect to the farm and the management and the system and a place for you to come
and relax. Every day I pour a glass of wine, walk around the pond and look at all the animals, and it's just so relaxing, and looking at the fish is the most relaxing part of my day is when I come home, grab a glass of wine, walk around the pond, go out in the field, look at all the animals, make sure everything looks good. I just really like the idea of everything that I do. And I do understand the frustration of some of the growers and some of the farmers. And because I own the processing plant, it's an easier position for me because I can do all the animals here and just take them to the plant, and then I'd have the delivery system. So, but it's something that I worked at. It's taken me 20 years to 15, 18 years to get there.
Simon, thank you so much for having us out here at Creeza Country Farm. We really, truly value your hard work and your passion that you have here. How lucky are we that we are all right here on the Central Coast of California.
And I'm grateful for all the customers and the loyalty of you and the whole community.
So here's to a lifetime of good food, huh?
Yes.
Thank you.
All we need is a glass of wine.
I know, huh?
Noble Productions and Central Coast Now Television brings you Live Local, Think Local, Buy Local, a small business marketing campaign and upcoming television show. Internet purchases only give back 1% to the community. Chain store purchases give back 13% to the community. Purchases made in local stores give back 43% to the community. Buying local is giving back. It's helping your neighbor, your family, and your friends. Business owners interested in being a part of the Live Local, Think Local, Buy Local campaign, please give me a call. Why can't we shop our way back to a better local community?
Hi, I'm Kay Flagg from Kay's Country Kitchen, and I want to talk to you about being on Central Coast Now. I've been on Central Coast now with Noble Productions for almost a year. And it was my first real commercial, TV commercial. And I was so impressed at the feedback I've had from this commercial. People from all over my area, tourists from Paso Robles, Cambria, stopping through, have watched this show for information on what to do and what to see in the area. And I've had so many new faces come in and tell me the reason they came in was because they saw this on Central Coast Now. And as you can hear, I have plenty of customers here, and it's almost closing time. And honestly, I have to say, ever since they started running the Central Coast Now, this has been the best year ever. Lots of people right up to the end. Thank you very much.
So here we are inside Nature's Foods Kitchen. We have just enjoyed a beautiful afternoon out at Creeza Country Farm with the turkeys and the chickens and all the emus, and we are here to show you a little bit of an example of the end result of that farm. We have watched how they've been raised, we've been watching how they've been fed, and we got to see them in their beautiful atmosphere. And then after all the processing and everything has been taken place, we have now prepared this turkey, and I'm going to show you here out of the oven, and want to talk a little bit about your cooked turkey and how important it is to not only understand that when a turkey is grass-fed or free-ranged, that it's going to be more on the leaner side. It's going to be a turkey that is not going to take as long to cook. It's going to have its own potential cooking system with all of its own fat. All of the heirloom and natural breeds of turkeys actually contain a layer of fat right under the skin of the turkey. And what happens is once you get your temperature about that 165, the fat tends to naturally moisten up the turkey. So if you've ever had a white meated turkey that tastes kind of on the drier side, it was just because the turkey was too lean. But these heirloom breeds of turkeys that have been fed grass and open space, they're literally all natural with their own natural layer of fat. So I'm going to cut into this. This is literally right out of the oven. With your meat thermometer, always double check to make sure that all your poultry gets up to that 165-degree temperature, because that is playing it safe. You know, we don't want to make anybody sick from our Thanksgiving bird. But here we go, just to show you the beauty, the juice, the consistency of what we just saw being farmed out in Creeza Plains. So right here in Nature's Touch in downtown Templeton, you not only can come in and get a fresh, locally raised, locally processed turkey, but you could also give us a couple of days and we could also prepare your Thanksgiving bird for you. That is exactly the same, all locally raised and locally processed. We would literally have it perfect for you, whether it be the whole bird cooked or if you even would like us to carve it and do all the details for you too. Just know that we are your all locally sourced, all honestly farmed grocery store in downtown Templeton. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for the next topic. My family and I thank you for joining us here today. Join us next week as we prepare for the future and as we continue planting the seeds for ideas on the growth of our local food community. We can all become more knowledgeable together when it comes to health, and it starts with food, family, and farming. Bye for now.